Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are gonna be talking about the new Eyes on Me Nykaa eyeshadows. They come out just like this. They've got 5 different types of eyeshadows, and each of these palettes contain 10 eyeshadows. They are cruelty free, and this right here is 599 rupees. Guys, on other topics, I made my first cold brew for the very first time. I'm trying to find out the best way to place my knee without hurting it. Alright, let's get started. There are 5 palettes in this collection, and it's not possible for me to have tried all 5 of them in this very short span of it launching. But I did try 2 of them in a full-on tutorial, which will be live on my Instagram. The one I tried out already is this one, Smoky at 8. And I also used a couple of shades from this palette called the Beachside Peach. Now, this one is my favorite palette from the whole collection because this is your quintessential, typical nude palette. And I love the shades in this because they are brown girl friendly. They've got some really deep black shades and brown shades which can be perfect for your crease and transition. And these metallic shades are out of this world. They're creamy, they're pigmented. My only thing is I wish they had one more shade which is slightly lighter than the ones that they have here so that you can really use it as your brow bone highlight. They also come with this double-ended sponge applicator, which I've hated on them a lot in the past, but I've realized that these are the best applicators for metallics and shimmers and glitters, so I'm not gonna hate on them anymore. But what I wish that Nykaa did is probably have a sponge tip on one side and have a brush on the other side. In that case, guys, this would have been a through and through 10 on 10 complete eyeshadow palette. Like when you travel, all you needed was this. Probably if they added a tiny little mirror in there as well. What I'm saying is for $5.99, I think they've done a pretty decent job overall. Although I did not try all of these palettes on my eyes, I definitely swatched all of them, and I saw that they are not as consistent between all the palettes because some of them are super pigmented, creamy and blendable, and I love the color story of the palettes, whereas some of the others are not as pigmented and as blendable as the others. The Daydreaming palette was a little powdery when I swatched it, but this is just a hand swatch and you can't really tell a lot from hand swatching. So what I'm gonna do is use this palette to create a quick and easy pink eyes tutorial. Pink eyes. That sounded like conjunctivitis. No, baby, no. I'm talking about a glamorous pink eye, So let's do that today while talking about the rest of the features of this palette. So I'm gonna pop this one out for the time being and go straight into this eyeshadow palette. I'm gonna pick up this beautiful flamingo matte pink on a eyeshadow brush. This doesn't have a lot of kickback, so I have not really primed my eyelid. I just have a little bit of foundation from when I applied foundation earlier on. I'm gonna apply this on my crease just like that. You know what? Maybe I should zoom you in a little bit more. Ooh, how is that? Really up close and personal in your face. But you can see that better, right? I would have liked a little bit more pigmentation on this pink shade, but what I can see is that it is buildable, I'm also gonna get that on my inner corner and outer corner. Now, I'm also gonna get a little bit of this on my lower lash line. By the way, guys, if you'd like a more in-depth tutorial on eyeshadow application, click right here. I have a tutorial detailing eyeshadow and the common mistakes that people make while applying eyeshadow. I feel that this palette is a really good palette for beginners because you're not gonna make a lot of mistakes when the colors are not like in your face pigmented, so you have a little bit more room for error. But ow, I just poked my eye. Ow, ow. But if you want to really build it up like I'm doing right now, you can as well. You see, I've not used anything else and I've got a pretty good amount of pigmentation on my eyeballs right now. Now I'm going to take this brown shade right here on the end. I wish this brown shade was a little darker for my skin tone, but this is definitely gonna work on anyone who is of a lighter skin tone than me. So everything can't flatter everyone. That's impossible now, there is no one size fits all. Now with a fluffy brush, I'm gonna take this peach shade right here and I'm gonna softly blow this out. And since this palette has a matte baby pink shadow, I'm going to take that and apply this as my brow highlight. And for this, I'm using a flatter, fluffy brush. Not bad at all. I want a little bit more depth in the inner and outer corner, and I don't have a darker shadow in this one that I can use, so I'm gonna pop into my Tinsel Twilight palette and pick up this charcoal gray eyeshadow. One thing that I've noticed from this palette is that the dark shades are super pigmented on its own if you apply it without any eyeshadow underneath, but if you're trying to build it up over another eyeshadow, it takes a lot of layers to really start showing up that pigmentation. For example, this gray shade is really pigmented. I mean, it's really not that bad, but over top of that pink, it's taking a little bit more effort, a little bit more work. Now I'm gonna take that same gray shade and slowly connect the inner and outer corner. I want a little bit more depth, so I'm going to dip into this black shade from the Smoky at 8 palette and go over that little bridge that we created. I just went back in with this pink and re-emphasized all of our pink spots because I had over blended, one of those mistakes that I mentioned in that video. With a fluffy brush now, without any excess product on top, I'm going to go over all of this and blend it all in. Make it one happy family. I'm going to take a little bit of concealer on the back of my hand, and with a flat concealer brush, let's carve out that little empty spot. Now I'm going to take that sponge tip applicator and this one right here. So what I like to do is load up the sponge tip on all sides, get it all coated with that metallic shade that you want. And since it's in a triangular shape, you really get that precision, guys. And then you just slowly pack in your metallic shade. Do you see how pigmented that is? Oh boy, I love. Alright, now we're talking. Do you see that precision you get with this, guys? I feel like more than the eyeshadow palette, I'm really standing up for this poor guy here. Just because so many people have crapped on him for so many years, and it was just not fair. I am loving the way our look is turning out. Now, since I want a more 3D effect to our look, I'm going to take this lighter pink shade with that same brush and essentially draw a straight line down the center of that. You take your time and slowly tap on the sides to blend this in. If you want to make it even more 3D, guys, we have an even lighter shade. I'm going to go with the edge and pick up that shade, and then once again go right in between and create a line. And that is it with the eyeshadow. I am very happy with the way it turned out. The only issue that I faced is that the darker shades like the grays and the black did not really build up on top of the existing pink shadow that we applied, but on its own they really stand out. So now I'm gonna apply loads and loads of mascara. I'm not gonna go for fake lashes, I'm lazy with that. And here we have it, guys. This is the final look. I love the way it has turned out in the end. You really don't need all of them. There are some overlapping colors. These terracotta colors are there in pretty much a lot of the palette, but you need those, for the transition and crease to make it a complete palette. And if you are a pink romantic kind of a person, this Daydreaming palette is the one for you. If you like more peachy shades, this one called the Beachside Peach is the one for you. Of course, if you like smoky neutral palettes, this one, the Smoky at 8, and the Tinsel Twilight is the one for you. This has 2 non-neutral shades in there as well, but a nice olive green and a nice blue. I'm gonna build up that olive green a little bit more, and there we have it. We also have a metallic plum. Maybe I'll just swatch that as well. So here we go. And then we have a deeper peach palette. This is called the Sundowner Stunner. So really, depending on what you like, your skin tone, you can pick the eyeshadow that you like. I highly recommend this for eyeshadow beginners, for teens, for college goers. They're cruelty free, easily available on Nykaa. These are dermatologically tested and they are also slightly waterproof. So when the very first time I got this and I swatched my whole arm with it, I ran water over it before applying soap and scrubbing, and it didn't budge. You can survive a slight drizzle of rain and a little bit of tears, And if you have these 2 palettes, the peach shades and the pink shades right here also work as a really good blush blush shades, and of course the golder, champagne, metallic shades work beautifully as highlighters. Speaking of highlighters, this video is not about this, but Nykaa also launched the glow bricks. They are called the Glow Gold Shimmer Bricks, and this I have in good old gold, and I like it. I'm not one to talk about buying multiple highlighter palettes, but I love that glow on it. So I'm gonna swirl in and just show you how gorgeously melty and beautiful that, I mean, do you see that? So that is it for this video, guys. Have you seen other tutorials on this, and what were your thoughts? Comment down below. I cannot wait to join in the conversation. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, do not forget to click that thumbs up button, and I shall see you in my next one. I love you. Mwah.